Is there anybody listening? Is there anyone that sees what's going on? Read between the lines, criticize the words they're selling. Think for yourself and feel. Bless my heart, bless my soul. I didn't think I'd make it to 22 years old. Must be someone up above saying, come on, Brittany, you got to come on up. You got to hold on. You gotta hold on. So bless my heart and bless yours too. I don't know where I'm gonna go, don't know what I'm gonna do. There must be someone up above saying, come on, Brittany, you got to come on up. You got to hold on. You gotta and now I wanna write. And now I wanna wait. Now I wanna wait. Now I wanna wait. So bless my heart and bless my mind. I got so much to do, but I ain't got much time. So must be someone up above saying, come on, Brittany, you got to come on up. You got to hold on. You gotta I wanna write. I find you in the morning after dreams of distant signs. You burn yourself over me like the sun through the blinds. You lift me up, get me out, keep me walking
Good morning and welcome back to the Trailer Park. I am Chanda-Masta and this is Hello Monday. And what a crazy ass Monday it is. We have plenty to talk about with crazy ass Doge and, the distraction that everybody has been wrapped up in for the last 2 weeks because there's no other news, right? There is. We're going to talk about it. How is everybody this morning? Let me get the chat brought up here. Good morning, chat. How is everybody's Monday morning? Did you guys see the awesome animated card that Oz made me? I love it. My warrior princess. I used to love Xena, the warrior princess. I watch the crap out of that. Mastermind, I will be keeping an eye on your chicken fingers. I will try to remember to let you know in about 15 minutes to go check your air fryer. And let's see. Good morning, Rockfin. I see you guys hanging out over there. And let's see. Are we on the Rumble this morning? We are. Hey, Rumble, what is up? Let's see. I gave you guys a health update. I had a crazy busy week last week. Doctor visit after doctor visit. And I started immunotherapy. I feel a little weird. We'll talk about it. Let's see. Here I am. There I am at immunotherapy. Let me see if I can zoom this in, bring in the big screen so you guys can see it. Yeah, more poison in my body. Sometimes you just got to put on a brave face, but sometimes the bravest thing is to take off your face. Yeah, I don't want to take off my face, but yeah, putting on a brave face. And there I am. I didn't put up the one where I'm flipping off the camera. That would be rude. I think that would be rude. So last Monday, I went in and I saw my thoracic surgeon, my pulmonary specialist. He's the very first one I saw. He diagnosed me. Then he referred me off to all the oncologists. And I kind of consider him the smartest dude in the room, right? And he always told me from the get-go, if you listen to what I say, I'm going to get you, 7 years. I have a guy who's had the same exact diagnosis as you. He is traveling the world. He's been fighting for 7 years, and I know we can do this for you. And he also knew that I was very anti-Western medicine. Like, he told me I was very scared you were going to turn down the chemo. And, after listening to all what everybody had to say and doing my own research, I knew that I had to go that way where I was at the time because it was so drastic and I had so much. So he showed me the side-by-sides of where I was 3 months ago to where I am today. And it's a CAT scan, so it's kind of a look straight down your body, like if you're looking through your head down at the different layers of your body. Holy shit, it was so bad. It was bad. I knew it was bad because all the doctors were telling me if you don't do anything, you're going to die soon. But I didn't know how bad it was until I saw, how lit up and how massive the tumors were. And the fact that it was in my leg and it was in my spine. You could see it in my bone looking down. But now it's gone. It's gone. There's inflammation there. It's a little gray, but there is no bright yellow. There is no bright orange. We kicked cancer's ass. And I say we because you guys held my hand every step of the way. We put Terry into fucking check. We kicked his ass to the curb. I'm so excited. I have a new lease on life. Just a couple of months ago, I didn't know if I could even be making plans for the summer or the spring or, will I be here next Christmas? These are terrible things to have to think, but this is where I was at and I'm not there anymore. I know that I've got time now and I'm going to savor every minute that I have. And I'm so blessed and I thank the Lord for everybody's prayers that were answered. And, I do contribute some of this to the amazing meds that I've been taking, like Finbin, and I know we're not allowed to tell people take ivermectin, horse paste, but the combination of naturopathic stuff that I took and all the naturopath doctors that I met with helped me fight this because we came at it at a multiple pronged approach. Like a cancer tumor creates a hard shell around it. So if you're going to do chemo, you want to be able to get that chemo in there to kill that cancer. But if you can't crack the shell, it doesn't do you any good. So a lot of the naturopath stuff that I took helped penetrate into there with the chemo and the radiation and kill that shit. So now the problem is we got to keep it at bay. Now, small cell, I have it in my body. It wants to come back. That's the nature of small cell, and it likes to go to your organs. It likes to go to your brain. It likes to go to your liver and all of that. So I am on a new immunotherapy, which I started this week, and there I am getting my first dose. It will train my T cells to attack the cancer cells. And so I'm going to do it every 28 days. And of course, I'm continuing all my, naturopath stuff. And I just, keep it at bay. Fight it, fight it, fight it. That is where we are at. And I'm just so happy to tell you guys. And thank you guys so much for helping me. I didn't have to worry about keeping a roof over my head. You guys helped me get a vehicle so I could get to the hundreds of appointments that I had to go to. You guys know I was going twice a day some days to the cancer center. So I can't thank you guys enough. And, this is what mutual aid and community looks like, and I forever will be grateful, and I want to help others. So that's why today I am asking you guys, don't help me. Let's help a fellow trailer parker, and that would be DC. You guys know him. We love him from the chats. He's in all of the chats. So he pops up over at Zabby Zabs. You'll see him over at AM Wake Up. He's everywhere. He's been with us for many, many years. DC is having a tough time, guys. DC is recovering from electrical fire. He's basically living in a burned out shell of a house with no power right now. So what I'm going to do is drop his GoFundMe link. And Jilly, much love. Thank you for hitting the GoFundMe for him. Let's show him what community looks like and that we can help out. Just give me the copied link. There we go. I'm going to drop it in the chat and then I'll shout the chat out. Here you are. This is how we're going to help out today. We're going to help DC. Can you imagine? Poor DC. I'm so sorry, DC. So there we are. We always say it. Mutual aid, mutual aid, mutual aid. This is how we help everybody. If you can't help, at least share the link out so maybe somebody else can see it that can help out too. So thank you guys so much for everything and good freaking morning. Okay, who's hanging out in the chat this morning? We have got, let's see. Mouse. Hi, Mouse SF. Good to see you. Vic is here this morning. Good morning. Fred Edwards, always in the chat. Mastermind, you got about 10 minutes left, and you better go check those. Doesn't your air fryer have a timer on it? Mine does. Let's see. The D-Taco Kid from Alamo Town. Good morning. The Empyrean, good to see you. Got Taco Kid. Chris. Hi, Chris. You got the day off, Chris. Good for you. D. Marquise. Good to see ya. Hi, Fingerman. What's up? And Shane Piper's in the chat with Lady Alex. Lady Alex has got us on mute, but watching from work. You just got back from the white sands of Mexico. Lucky you. Hi, Natalie Williams. Let's see. I got my little bell here. I'm ringing her. And let's see who else is in here. Popeye's headed up to Portland to do a recording session today. That's awesome, Popeye. Did I just drop again? What happened? Did I lose my feed? I better not have lost my feed. I'm going to be so mad. No, maybe just my TV crashed. I never know. Did I drop? What's going on? Am I still live? Come on. Am I still live? Let me know. It looks like I'm still live, so what is going on? Okay, it looks like I'm still live. I don't know. I lost one of my feeds. Darn things. Why you guys gotta mess with me? You guys know I have like 5 monitors in front of me. I got multiple studios brought up to try to track all the chats to make sure we're live. And then one's just gotta crash and mess with me every damn time. I still don't know what happened last week. We just crashed last week. There was no reason for it, but it looks like I'm still live. Let's keep shouting people out. Let's see. Kill Your E-Gray Gross and Chiron was first in the chat. Cold Fusion Gaming. Love you. Have a great show. Thank you. Yeah, we still look like we're live. So I don't know what's up. It's an Amazon TV. That's what's up. Hey, Catalytic Centaur. Good to see ya. Did I miss anybody over there at the trailer park? I don't think so. Let's check over at Beauty and the Boomer. I got Finger Man, Mastermind, Rat Angel. Hi, Rat Angel. What's up this morning? And Vic. I got Vic. And let's check the other ones, make sure. There's Denver Attaway. Hey, Denver, what's up? Okay, let's get into it. We got a huge deck. Huge deck, you know, as Bernie would say. I'm so sick of Bernie. Are you guys so sick of Bernie? Have you guys seen the cartoon with Bernie, like, trying... like, stop it. Stop it. Bernie's not going to save us from anything. Anyways, today's President's Day. All these fools out there celebrating. Let's see, what does it say? It says every single one of these candidates is a puppet. Yes, one of these puppets will be selected by the 1%. Your vote will not change the outcome of the selection. Yeah, right. And these puppets will not keep their election promises, as they have no control over what happens. Trump keeps telling us these are election promises that he's doing for us. They're only there to represent the combined interest of the extremely wealthy and rich. They do not give a fuck about you. Yes, happy President's Day. Quit pretending. Yeah, Bernie in the onesie. Quit pretending like these guys are doing anything for us. Doge is not going to save us, guys. It's not. You think you're going to get more money in your pocketbook because of Doge? No, I don't see it happening. Hey, since they're finding so much money, why don't they give us all a fucking return? Like, okay, everybody gets 10 grand back because we've been fucking you for the last 40 years. I'd be doing that. Natalie says the GoFundMe link isn't working very well. Yeah, GoFundMe's been weird lately. Like, they haven't even been sending me notifications when people donate. Like, I feel bad. Like, I'm not ignoring people when they donate. GoFundMe is just effed up. So sorry. It's working okay for me. It seemed like it worked for Jilly. Let me see. I'm gonna drop it one more time and see if that helps. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because you're trying to come in through Facebook. Because sometimes Facebook interferes with that kind of stuff. So who knows? So did you guys see Trump was at the Daytona 500 yesterday with his little granddaughter, which is that's a whole nother story. But anyways, whoever made this meme or this little meme, hilarious. Check it out. I had to mute it because somebody put Huey Lewis in the news behind it. It was funny. So Trump took the Beast, which of course is the presidential motorcade car, his limousine, and did a lap at Daytona. Now, I grew up with Daytona. My dad had season tickets to Daytona. And did you know when you buy tickets to Daytona, it's like a lottery type thing, and then you secure your tickets, and then the longer that you're a ticket holder, the better your seats get. So you like get upgraded every year that you hold your tickets. And yeah, when my dad passed, I think the tickets got sold to a family member or something like that. But we were huge NASCAR fans in my family. You know, I come from a family of race car drivers. My brother's an excellent race car driver. He actually was, he won rookie for the Hornet Racing when it just, I don't know, about 10, 15 years ago. So my family always grew up around the track, you know, and that's considered a redneck thing. But you know what? It was good, wholesome family fun. And we used to have a track here in our little town, and we loved it. Our family would meet out there on a Friday night. You know, you'd get yourself some nachos and you'd have your you know, cousins and shit down in the pits, and mom mom would be up in the bleachers with her, her blankets and all of her goodies, and you could get yourself a beer, and it was just good, wholesome fucking fun. And then some people from Canada bought our track, ran it into the ground, and then they bulldozed it. So the track's not even there anymore, and it's very sad because it was a good, healthy way for our family to come together, and I miss it. I do miss it very much. That's just the redneck in me, I guess. I don't know. But whoever put Trump in the from Cars, that's hilarious. Yeah. I since Dale Earnhardt died, because that was my family's love, was Dale Earnhardt. Ever since he crashed and died, like, I just couldn't. I was done. I was done. I was the original NASCAR days of the late 80s and the 90s. And when Earnhardt ate the wall, I couldn't do it anymore. So I don't keep up with NASCAR anymore. Yeah, they're all governed now anyway, so it's not as fun. Just like baseball, since they quit juicing, it's not as fun to watch if you ask me. So, breaking news, Elon has another kid. Oh, are you shocked? Come on. My question is he actually having sex with these women? Or is this like a CRISPR fucking in vitro type of thing? I mean, now... Farron Franzak and I were the first ones to tell you, 3 fucking years ago, that he had a kid with Amber Heard. And you are never going to convince me that Una Page is not Elon's child, right? So this is her name. What's her name? Ashley St. Clair. That sounds like a stripper name. Says she gave birth to Elon's 13th child 5 months ago. It's funny that this all came out on Valentine's Day. It's almost like she was pissed that she didn't get a Valentine's. I don't know. Is that what happened? Who would use the baseball? Mastermind. You're funny. If anybody else did this, it would be a big fucking deal, right? If a woman did this, we would slut shame her to death. Like, oh my God, you got 20 baby mamas. What are your baby daddies? What are you doing? But for Elon, it's okay. He's trying to single-handedly repopulate the Earth or Mars. I'm not sure. But this clip I brought, this guy's got a valid point about maybe why we found out that he had yet another child. Let's hear it.
This is Ashley St. Clair, a conservative social media influencer and the latest girl to get knocked up by Elon Musk. Yesterday on Valentine's Day, she posted this to Twitter, saying 5 months ago she had a baby by Elon Musk and she was going to keep it anonymous to keep the family private and safe. However, the media keeps on poking around, and so it's not a safe environment anyway, so I might as well just come out and talk about it. Now, let me tell you something, folks. There is a 100% chance that on Valentine's Day, this girl wanted some sort of attention or something from Elon Musk. He didn't give it to her, and she said, oh yeah? Well, guess what? I'm going public. If you believe all that other nonsense about the media and the safety and the privacy, if you're trying to keep your baby safe and private, you don't come out and talk about it. I am guaranteeing my entire reputation on the line that some shit went down on Valentine's Day between these two that she didn't like, and she said, fuck you. Now, Elon's off on his whole, we gotta repopulate the Earth sort of thing. This is baby number 13. This kid joins Machinus and Exadark and XEA-12 and all those other fucking weirdos. So Elon was probably like, go ahead, bitch. I don't give a shit. I got so many of these fucking kids. I got so many baby mamas. They're all hitting me up. It's Valentine. I'm done. Go ahead. But this is inherently the problem with overly political people, because they talk so much, and then what do you do when life happens? I don't know this girl, but I'm sure she's running around screaming about conservative values and the sanctity of the familial unit,
yeah,
and the bond between a husband and wife with their children and all that other shit. And then what happens when Elon leaves it in? When conservative values go out the door real
Did he
fucking
leave it in,
quick,
though? That's the question.
You have a $400 billion dick inside you. When the richest man in the world, who is obsessed with populating the earth, is inside you, you go, go ahead, just leave it in. And 5 months later, when he doesn't take you out to Valentine's Day and doesn't give you a present and doesn't give you a call, and he's with baby mama number 3 instead of 4, this is where you're at. And I'm not judging. Life happens, man. You know, you have a baby by accident, happens. You know, you get divorced, you have a baby mom, you have a baby daddy, things get messy. But I'm also not the one sitting there preaching to other people about how to live their life. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's a little bit comforting for all the rest of us that even Elon Musk, with $400 billion, still has baby mama drama that he can't avoid on Valentine's Day. Hell hath no fury like a scorned woman.
It's a
and
stupid
the power
story.
of the pussy all combined to even the playing field, even with literally the richest person to ever live. Also, I don't know if this is by design, but I'd take one look at this girl and you tell me that she's Ashley St. Clair and 1,000,000,000% think she's a porn star.
Yeah, I don't think she's a porn star. I think that she is conservative right pundit or something like that. And they love to preach to the rest of us how we should be living with family values. So I do find it ironic. And yeah, it is a stupid story, Popeye. But the press just likes to run with stupid shit like this since they are consumed with nothing but Elon. But, you know, it kind of goes back to my court cunt days with Farron is kind of why I brought it, because we've been telling you that he has no problem donating his sperm to have kids with whoever wants a baby. So, you know, if you're hard up out there, maybe hit him up. Woo, I'm super hot and loud. Sorry about that, guys. I turned down a little bit. Sometimes I have to crank up for these clips. Okay, let's move on. I know you guys were over that story. So in other news, other Elon news, 15 out of the 23 monkeys implanted with Elon's Neuralink brain chip have reportedly died. Oops, my bad. Why must I, a STEM major, take an ethics class? There is no ethics. What ethics? So yeah, let's hurry up and you know, the FDA is moving this along. They've approved it for human trials. Just 6 months ago, we were talking about human trials of this. Are you excited for your Neuralink? Mastermind, go check your chicken fingers. I think they're ready. Let's see. Is St. Clair a porn star name? 100% Pussy Power Rangers. You guys are funny. I think that these kids are probably being made by CRISPR, would be my guess. I mean, why wouldn't he? We know that's what Epstein was doing, the whole Zorro Ranch. And, you know, we need to do an uncensored so bad, because I have some stories, some horror stories for you guys about these egg farms that they are set up here in the United States, where they're trafficking women and holding them to take their eggs. Yeah. You know, because the future is going to be like, what was it, Demolition Man, where you don't have sex. Kids are, you know, by design, and only the rich will have them. That's where we're headed. And we all know it, because we've been playing God for a while. Let's see. What do we got here? We got that. Okay, let's talk some more about Elon and his kids. So, Elon songing and dancing at the White House. Now, check your chicken fingers is code for what, says Vic. Just chicken fingers. I don't know. Anyway, so we brought a couple of clips of this on Saturday night. Let's check it out. Here he is song and dancing at the White House. You tell me, who is really in charge of what's going on? Because it doesn't look like Trump. He's just like, I don't know. He's just spacing off and getting told off by Elon's little kid X.
So people normally this quiet?
Your detractors, Mr. Musk.
I have to what?
Including a lot of Democrats.
I have detractors?
You do, sir.
I don't believe it.
Say that you're orchestrating a hostile takeover of government and doing it in a non-transparent way. What's your response to that criticism?
Look at
Well,
Trump.
first of all, you couldn't ask for a stronger mandate from the public. The public voted. We have a majority of the public voting for.
What about the
President Trump.
90
won the
million
House,
who
won
didn't
the Senate.
vote?
The people voted for major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president
But
spoke
did
about
we?
that
Did
at
we
every
really?
rally. So at a high level, if you say what is the goal of Doge and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, FAX, you would have to, if you it's all right. tell you gravitas. can
Maybe
be
don't bring your
different
kid to work with you.
So if there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, or if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public...
He's bringing democracy
the public's
back
elected
to you.
representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large, unelected bureaucracy.
Because the Senate
This
and the
not saying
House
there
is going to do
aren't
shit
there
for
are good
us.
people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have...
There's a lot of good people on both
federal
sides.
Bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people.
Look at Trump.
That's the whole point of a democracy. And so, and if you looked at this, if you looked at the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any elected representative.
Okay, I agree with that.
And this is not something that people want. And
But firing
not,
everybody in the federal
it does
government,
not
is that
match
going to
the will of
fix
people.
it?
So it's just something we've got to fix. And then we've also got to address the deficit. So we've got a $2 trillion deficit. And if we don't do something about this deficit,
Republicans always
country's
screaming
going
about the
bankrupt.
deficit. Don't
I mean,
understand
it's
MMT.
really astounding that the interest payments alone on the national debt exceed the Defense Department budget, which is shocking because we've got we spend a lot of money on defense, but and if that just
you
keeps
get
going,
most
we're
of that
essentially gonna
money.
bankrupt the country. So what I really want to say is, like, it's not optional for us to reduce the federal expenses. It's essential. It's essential for America to remain.
Okay, I think you guys have heard enough of that. What in the fuck was that? Yeah, the Omen child. I agree. What in the hell? And then, that kid looked right at Trump during this. This was like a 35-minute press conference. He looked right at Trump and said, "You're not the president." And then he looked at, I think, the press that was there and said, "Shut your fucking mouth." Like, literally, the kid said, "Shut your fucking mouth." And people thought that he was saying that to Trump, but actually I think he was saying it to the press because he kind of looked past Trump when he said it. I mean, what in the actual fuck was this? And not that I disagree with a lot of what he's saying, but here's the thing. He wants to bitch about the military spending. How much of that went out on blackjack and all the fucking satellites that he's been putting up for the military so that way we can spy on every inch of the goddamn globe? Yeah, this is fake news. This is fucking crazy. But, we're going to keep pretending that Elon's going to fix it all for us. And, of course, the fight and the argument between the two-party paradigm is nobody voted for Elon. Well, who voted for the people he's auditing? These are both excellent freaking questions. Like, touche. Yeah, we know we've had a deep state problem. These unelected bureaucrats who have control no matter who's elected, whatever puppet is put into the White House. But here's the thing. They went in and they fired all of the fucking nuclear scientists that monitor and keep up with our 80,000 nukes that we have out there. Maybe a bad idea, but how much you want to bet they're going to be replaced by some asshole who works at SpaceX? Not only that, they cut almost all of the jobs for the national parks. So all of the forest rangers, park rangers, are getting fucking laid off and fired too. I think they've gone a little bananas. This is like taking a sledgehammer to, I don't know, your car because your water pump went out or something. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's a little over fucking kill. Now, David Icke has been warning us about Elon Musk for many freaking years, and you guys know I'm a David Icke fan, whether you like him or not. He has been chosen. Elon has been chosen. I saw a clip this week where Elon did an interview, and he literally had the audacity to say that he builds his companies from the ground up, except for Twitter. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You bought Tesla. You know, like, you didn't build it from the ground up. He's never built anything from the fucking ground up. He has been chosen and placed in there to be head of these fucking companies, just like Mark Zuckerberg and all of the rest of these figureheads, because that's what they are. They're just figureheads. Yeah, we saw this in the Terminator. Exactly. Let's hear what David Icke has to say.
I hear it all the time. Musk's a genius. Sorry, I don't agree. I think Musk, as the personality of a 13-year-old, frankly, and the idea that he's running all those companies when he's
on Twitter all day,
posts on Twitter all day, and playing computer games, which he pays other people to make it seem like he's good at them. That's not a man you're going to trust with your money.
No.
Certainly not what I have, anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to believe he's running like 6 different companies or whatever it is. It seems a little unrealistic. So he may be the front man. I don't know. I'm a little suspect.
Complete front man.
Exactly. He is a complete front man for all of this shit. He does have the emotional maturity of a 13-year-old. Come on. I raised a son. I know they would just want to sit around and play video games all fucking day and make fart and dick jokes. That is Elon Musk to a fucking T. And I agree, David Icke. He was chosen. He is a front man. But they got to have a front man. So he went after the IRS. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Maybe they'll be preoccupied with the Doge and they won't come down on the working class for fucking as many audits. And I think that they've decided to send those extra 80,000 agents that Biden put in place over to ICE to help out with the roundup. So you're a paper shredder at the IRS for the past 2 weeks. I'm tired, boss. Yeah, I bet you are tired, because who gets audited in this country? Not the rich who jumped through all of the goddamn loopholes. No, it's you and I who are doing our own fucking taxes after and paying for our own taxes to be done and filing our own fucking taxes when the government's been coming into our checks and taking our fucking money. They should know exactly what we owe and what they fucking took, right? Taxes need to be abolished, and I do hope that that's something that we do explore. Oz helped me out a lot today with today's deck. You guys, let's send some thoughts and prayers out to Oz. He is at the doctor's today getting the news of what is going on with his cancer battle too. So hopefully we'll get an update this week. The Boring Company was just made to dig underground bunkers or trafficking tunnels, right? Because we all know about those trafficking tunnels under LA. Let's see, what is this? Tucker Carlson News. Oh yeah, because Tucker's right on it. Says breaking: Elon just announced that Doge will launch an investigation into federal employees with unusually high net worths despite modest salaries. Do you fully support this? Yes or no? Absolutely, I support it. But come on, that's all of them. That's all of them. Even Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. I mean, who on the Hill hasn't made a shit ton of fucking money sitting in that seat? Maybe Thomas Massey? I don't know. Who the fuck? Not a single one of them. So Harry S. Truman says, you can't get rich in politics unless you're a crook. They all get rich now. They all do, including Tulsi and JFK Jr. or RFK Jr. You know, I hope they do investigate all of them, but come on. Are they just going to investigate the left and not the right? Are they not going to look into Moscow Mitch or, Teddy Cruz? Come on. They all have gotten rich sitting on that fucking hill. Oz dropped this for us. This was that movie. I liked this movie. This was Dave. This was from the 90s, but they should have refaced Elizabeth Warren's face over this. Thank you, Oz. Oz put a bunch of stuff on the deck. I was kind of feeling crappy yesterday. The immunotherapy is making me feel weird. I feel like I have an exoskeleton on. Like, I don't know. It's weird. But anyways, thank you for all the help on the deck, Oz. Come on, play.
A couple things I'd like to go over in the budget.
Do we have anything on the budget today?
No, I don't think so.
According to the OMB, we've got 17 defense contractors who are delinquent in their contracts.
No.
Is this true, Frank?
I believe so, yes.
So even though they're late, we keep paying them on time.
Well, in a sense,
In a sense.
yeah.
Okay, now, instead of giving them money for something they haven't finished, we could hold back that cash.
Yes?
Sit down, Elizabeth Warren.
Nothing.
Great. You're spending $47 million on an ad campaign to boost consumer confidence in the American auto industry.
Well, you see, it's designed to bolster individual confidence in a previous domestic automotive purchase.
So we're spending $47 million so that somebody can feel better about a car that they've already bought? So this is good. We're doing good. We're doing real good. We're on our way.
That was a good movie. Or was it Kevin Kline? Yeah, Kevin Kline. You know, he married Phoebe Cates. Remember her from Fast Times at Ridgemont High? And then she retired. Sheryl Crow has decided to make a big statement by donating her Tesla. Yes, that's right. All of these shit libs that just 6 months ago, a year ago, thought they were saving the planet by buying Elon's shitty fucking cars are now getting rid of them. I think I had to mute this one because somebody put music in the background. Oh, maybe I did. More virtue signaling from the shit libs. Come on. Phoebe hotcakes. Yes, I will agree with you. That was one of the hottest scenes in cinema. Have you guys ever been to the Department of Justice? Raise your hand if you have. I have. I've been there many, many times for Julian Assange and for other things. And it's just fucking creepy. It is Orwellian, just Illuminati, occultalistic, like creepy. And Melissa Drake over at TrueStream Media, she decided to point it out. Check this out.
If you've ever been to the Department of Justice building in Washington, D.C., then you know that it is like a temple. There are carvings in the walls above windows that say things like, "Where law ends, tyranny begins." Above the massive doors on this temple, it says, "The place of justice is a hallowed place." Hallowed, sanctified, consecrated, venerated, sacrosanct. Hallow is defined as to make holy, to set apart for holy or religious use, to consecrate, to treat or keep as sacred, to reverence. Some very high language being employed. So it's incredibly hypocritical to an almost asinine level for people whose agency is housed in this building to blatantly ignore the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Supreme Court's rulings, and to play legal semantics games to bureaucratically abuse the law, to ignore Americans' inherent rights to due process, to try and steal their money for the government. So I just want to make this video really quickly, because if you've been paying attention at all in the last week or two, you've seen how many stories are coming out of the billions of dollars that our government has spent on things that the average person in this country who pays taxes would never in a bajillion years support.
Right. Because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on.
USAID gave money to a transgender clinic in India.
$6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan,
$122 million of that to groups aligned with foreign terrorist organizations.
$47,000 for a transgender
you probably
opera
support.
in Colombia, $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap.
Ever. Not ever. And it's not our representatives that are doing this. It's unelected bureaucrats, thousands upon thousands of people that no one ever voted for, making these kinds of decisions.
To include $168,000 contract for an Anthony Fauci exhibit at the National
They
Institute
canceled
of
this.
Health
They canceled
Museum.
it. Oh, poor Fauci.
And I've actually seen the phrase "no taxation without representation" making a comeback, and rightfully so.
We've been saying that for
I think
years.
it's way past time we had these conversations, because the stuff that's coming out is freaking insane. But I thought everyone should see this so that you can understand, as an American, the level that we are at, because I don't think a lot of people do. But here it is in black and white. This was in Reason a little over a week ago. The government says money isn't property, so it can take yours. Yay!
Yay! Money isn't property, so we can take it whenever we want. Yay. There we are. Let's see. Bernie Sanders doing his best to keep RFK Jr. down. What do you guys think?
Are you supportive of this? Are you supportive of these onesies?
No, of these onesies. Bernie Sanders and the fight against the onesies. So RFK Jr. is out there making the rounds this weekend on the morning talk shows, and he's tackling seed oils, which we've talked about the dangers of seed oils for a long fucking time. I hope everybody's getting away from the seed oils and going back to more natural oils that your body can break down, and getting away from the ultra processed foods. But it's hard. I know, when you're poor and living in the trailer park, sometimes you can't afford to eat anything but the ultra processed foods. I get it. I do.
I thought it'd be great to just kind of look at some of these items, because parents are encountering these food items in grocery stores everywhere. Maybe we could just start right here with seed oils.
She acts like it's all
seed
new.
oils. Why should people be worried about these kind of products?
Seed oils are one of the most unhealthy ingredients that we have in foods. And seed oils, the reason they're in the foods is because they're heavily subsidized. They're very, very cheap, but they are associated with all kinds of very, very serious illnesses, including body-wide inflammation.
Right.
Which affects all of our health. It's one of the worst things you can eat, and it's almost impossible to avoid. If you eat any processed food, you're going to be eating seed oil.
Well, I'm glad that Bernie is fighting against the information like that from getting out, right? Don't eat seed oils. Did you guys check out Jimmy Dore on, what was it, Friday? He had Steve Bannon on. Oh my God, the shit libs lost their mind. Pat the socialist says, laugh my ass off at people who said, I changed when I bailed on Dore. Who changed? I don't think that Jimmy was really supporting Bannon. I think that he was just interviewing somebody because he has a talk show and can talk to people. How dare him talk to people, especially on the far right. I didn't watch it. I don't know. You guys let me know. Was it worth it? Should I watch it? Is it something that I should have watched? Yeah, these diehard anti-Bernie people, they're always going to be diehard anti-Bernie people like Graham Elwood. They're always going to hate, Jimmy people. They're always going to hate Jimmy for anything that he does. So keep having conversations, Jimmy. Let me know. Was it worth it? I hope so. I don't know. Sometimes I agree with some of the things that Bannon has to say, but I think that you can't go too far. You can't listen to too far right, and you can't listen too far left. They're all out of their goddamn minds. Like, they all have an agenda, and be above it, fly above it. And speaking of that, I think Elon's flying too close to the sun. I think he's going to get burned, and I think he's going to come, flailing down and smash into the ground at some point. So keep your eye on him. It's going to happen at some point. Jimmy over at Joe Rogan, Jimmy is kind of a part of that Mammies group. He really is. I'm not shit talking Jimmy, but the mainstream alternative media, he's definitely a part of it. And they have gone to kissing the shit out of Trump's ass. Now, not that I think that Jimmy does that, but I agree with what Jimmy says right here.
I don't call them, people go, the far left. I just call them Democrats, right? Because that's not left if you're for war. It's not left if you're for censorship. It's not left if you're for mandating experimental medical treatments.
Right.
There's nothing left about that, right? You just vote Democrat. And these are two bullshit constructs, being left, right. I don't think it matters that much. I've got way more in common with people who are considered right-wing than I do with Joe fucking Biden.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is that people don't realize when they say I've told you this before, when people say, you have to organize along class lines, that means organizing with Trumpers. The workers. That's what Christian Smalls did on Staten Island when he organized the first union in Amazon, right? He didn't go down there and go, hey, who here is for LGBTQ? Hey, who here is a gun nut? You're out. Who's not? Who's for freedom of speech? You're out. He just went, who's here to get together? We have an economic interest to oppose the man. You with me? That's how you fucking organize. You come around and you don't have all these things that exclude. It's all about excluding people. And by the way, I found out that all this trans stuff, it's all come from the top down. It doesn't come from the bottom up. I figured this out when I saw that Larry Fink, the head of BlackRock, talk about enforcing ESG and DEI. And so that's because those companies are the ones who are raping the planet and screwing everybody. But then they stick a gay pride flag on what they're doing so they can wrap themselves in a patina of virtue. And that's all that is. And that's coming. And it's also great because it keeps us divided. So if we're fighting over bathrooms and people competing in sports and swimming and all that, then we're not, our eyes off the ball.
Right.
Our eyes off the $200 or $600 billion they're sending to the military industrial complex in an upward transfer of wealth. We're not talking about the CARES Act, the largest. We're not talking about things that actually matter, that people are still living under bridges. People don't have health care that doesn't bankrupt them. People can't go bankrupt just trying to go to college. People don't have a decent, 80% of workers living paycheck to paycheck. Half the country can't afford a $500 emergency. All that shit. We're not talking about any of that stuff if we're talking about all that other stuff.
Exactly. And that's part of the playbook. The playbook is keep the people distracted and divided. That's always been the playbook. And then while we're in the middle of these international conflicts that are baffling to everybody involved, and you're wondering how they have all this money to do that, but they don't have any money to address all the problems that we have.
So, we have a problem with throwing the baby out with the bathwater with these movements, like Christian Smalls. Take Christian Smalls, for example. He did some things, I don't even know, where everybody was like, oh, nope, we don't support Christian Smalls anymore because he blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember what he did, right? And all of a sudden you can't watch this person or support that person. Like Shama Sawant and Workers Strike Back. Oh, Shama is agreeing with Jill Stein on something, so now I can't support Shama Sawant. Bullshit. We have to go to the workers. The only way any of this fucking changes if we start changing it at the workers, with the workers. And so all of this shit that's going on at the top with Elon and all of these agencies, if you guys think that the savings is going to trickle down to us workers, it's fucking not. We have to stand together as the workers and quit this fucking conquer and divide game that we're playing with throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Like, oh, I can't talk to this person. And, there's a lot of things that Shama has done that I don't support, but I absolutely support Workers Strike Back. I know that Chris Hedges is going to be in town with Jill Stein, and they're going to do some kind of, workshop and thing, I think on February 22nd. I had the card this weekend, and I absolutely support that. And I'm just so tired of, Shama 3 years ago decided with the Democrats on something, so I can't support this anymore. This is why we're constantly losing. Tulsi's out there throwing her Illuminati sign, but those who defend her say, oh, wait, that is a Hawaiian symbol that means to protect Mahaka Kia. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's an Illuminati power sign. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's just too coincidental. They all do it. We saw Trump's son do it during the inauguration. Like, I don't know. Tulsi, what are you doing? Okay, we got this one from Case Study QB. It's stupid and it burns, so you've been pre-warned. I'm sorry.
So you are the chair of this new Democratic coalition. What exactly does that mean? What's the new part of that?
Well, the new reflects our vision and for the looking forward. We are the moderate Democrats. We are the largest group. We've grown to 110 members, up from 42 members when I first came to Congress a decade ago. We are the centered, strong voice of that middle right now, looking for colleagues on the other side of the aisle that we can work with. But it's been pretty much hollowed out. We're focused on three things. We're focused on an economy that's working for Americans, creating quality, well-paying jobs, creating opportunities. We're focused on healthy and safe communities and a strong national security and national defense.
Of course.
And for 27 years, we have been putting together ideas and working within the caucus and across the aisle to put the American interest first and advance American policy forward.
So our friends over at Punch Bowl this morning in their morning newsletter said that there are some members of the new Democratic coalition who are actually getting concerned that too many progressives are joining, and it may be pulling the group a bit to the left, or they could be put in this interesting position. There's a quote, "It's a problem," one new Dem member told us. Technically, there wouldn't be an issue with progressives joining, but if they're doing it because it's the political zeitgeist at the time, then it's a problem. What problem do you see?
Well, we have a pretty... I don't see a problem. We have a pretty extensive vetting process. We ask everyone to fill out a questionnaire talking about their policy priorities and what they hope to accomplish. They meet with leadership. They're voted on by the entire New Dem coalition. We're growing because I think we are where the American people are. And you look at the election, we protected 85 of 87 incumbents. We added 25 new members. And we have a lot of members wanting to join. So the new Dems, I think, have a clear vision of where we want to take the country. It is a country that serves American interests, uplifts American lives, and makes life easier for working families. And that message is resonating.
What stupid fucking bullshit was that? Okay, for one, there are no progressives inside the Democratic Party. No true progressives. I mean, that's where progressivism goes to fucking die. There is no progressives. But they fill out a questionnaire. And if they're not far enough right, well, then they're not allowed into the moderate Dems, a.k.a. the Republicans. So the modern Republicans, that's what we'll call them. How stupid was that shit? Yeah, I told you it was stupid and it burned. I'm sorry. Let's see what the Dems have been up to. What have the Dems been up to? So on this day, February 13th, so this is a couple days old, what have the Dems done today? Every single Senate Democrat voted against confirming RFK Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. Yes, they need somebody like Rachel Levine in there, Levine, to make us unhealthy. Senate Democrats successfully blocked Elon Musk's Doge from accessing sensitive Department of Education data. That's good. Governor Josh Shapiro is taking legal action to defend Pennsylvania's funding from the Trump administration freeze. Arizona Democrats passed legislation to provide funding to free school lunches in their state. That one threw me because, wow, Arizona. And Democrat Stephen Tyler Holman ousted the conservative incumbent in Oklahoma's mayor race. So there you are. Victories for the Democrats are going to make it better for you. Come on, do something. Do something. Rachel Maddow losing it like always. Let's see, what does this say? This will show Trump we mean business. Yeah, they're just putting lipstick on a pig. Let's see, what does this pig have to say? Or cow, we should say.
is a constitutional crisis.
Close to a constitutional crisis.
Causing a constitutional crisis.
A constitutional crisis.
A constitutional crisis.
Constitutional crisis. It means whole
Constitutional crisis.
in a constitutional crisis.
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 We have a constitutional crisis.
As a constitutional crisis in this
Constitutional crisis.
This is a constitutional crisis.
This is the most serious constitutional crisis that
this constitutional crisis.
Well, thank you, Oz, for that one. Now, we would have never known that they had got their talking points, but now you see it. They all got the same fucking talking points. It's the constitutional crisis. So, mainstream media is in on it. Yeah, if you think that you are part of the revolution, mainstream media is backing you, you are not a part of the revolution. Today's fuck off pie goes to none other than Jen Psaki because she's licking the ass of Liz Cheney yet again. She needs to take a cup of no one cares, a dash of kiss my ass, and shove, add some fuck yous, a pinch of blow me, and stir and shove straight up her ass. Let's see how bad it is.
I also think Liz Cheney is very heroic.
Wait, what? How did that? Wait, where did that come from?
Here we are. Here
What
we are. But I don't think closing the campaign
Way to push back.
with a message about fighting democracy with a former Republican member of Congress was the right strategy.
Oh my gosh. She definitely earned the fuck off pie for Monday. And come on. Where's the pushback, Jon Stewart? No pushback? Oh my God, you act all shocked. Like, how dare you say that? But I agree with you in the end. Definitely worthy of the fuck off pie. Hey, good news. My governor, former district attorney or attorney general of Washington State, Bob Ferguson, will be fighting Trump and he will stand up to him. So there you have it. Breaking news. We will stand up to you. So Washington State has put itself right there in the middle of it all to fight him. You know, Bob is one of those politicians. He's one of the only politicians that I've actually paid a lot of money for a plated dinner to go and listen to him. And I really thought and I really hope that he would not buy into the political zeitgeist fucking bullshit, because he really didn't up until he became governor. And now here we are. So bummer. Yeah, Bob. Let's see what Bob does. I mean, Bob has done some good things. He has sued a bunch of corporations. He's tackled, like the opiate epidemic. He got a shit ton of money for our state for treatment for that. But we shall see. Bob, you disappoint me. Why you got to do that? Let's see. What else do we got here? If they were honest civil servants, their net worth could not be hundreds times the annual salary. Yes, that is true. We already knew that. So did you guys know that they are currently kicking the press out of the White House press briefing room if they refuse to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, because it is now the Gulf of America. Are you going to call it the Gulf of America? I'm not. I'm going to call it the Gulf of Mexico because that's what it's always been, and that's what it will remain to be for me. But who am I? Let's hear it.
I have a thing for you. Which White House official made the decision to bar the AP reporter from the Oval Office and the diplomatic reception room last night?
Well, first of all, let me just set the record straight. It is a privilege to cover this White House. It's a privilege to be the White House press secretary. And nobody has the right to go into the Oval Office and ask the President of the United States questions. That's an invitation that is given. And there are hundreds of outlets on this campus, many of you in this room who don't have the privilege of being part of that pool every single day and getting to ask the President questions. We reserve the right to decide who gets to go into the Oval Office, and you all have credentials to be here, including the Associated Press, who is in this briefing room today.
But isn't it retaliatory in nature is the argument, because the reason that the AP was barred, which they said was because they're not using the phrase Gulf of America, they're using Gulf of Mexico in line with their standards. And so the question here is this setting a precedent that this White House will retaliate against reporters who don't use the language that you guys believe reporters should use? And how does that align with the First Amendment commitment that you were just talking about?
I was very upfront in my briefing on day one that if we feel that there are lies being pushed by outlets in this room, we are going to hold those lies accountable. And it is a fact that the body of water off the coast of Louisiana is called the Gulf of America. And I'm not sure why news outlets don't want to call it that, but that is what it is. The Secretary of Interior has made that the official designation in the geographical identification name server. And Apple has recognized that. Google has recognized that. Pretty much every other outlet in this room has recognized that body of water as the Gulf of America. And it's very important to this administration that we get that right, not just for people here at home, but also for the rest of the world. Sure.
So the rest of the world will start calling it the Gulf of America. This is insanity. What the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? Because it's so important. Gulf of meaningless distraction while the rich who pay no taxes loot the treasury and burn the Constitution. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Let's see. Canada, Karen, Mexico, since we're renaming things. Yeah, I agree. Oz, that's funny. Thank you, Oz. That was hilarious. Let's see. I got a little ticky-tock here. Let's see what this is about.
You're such a free thinker, you say the exact same things as the U.S. State Department. China bad, Israel good, Ukraine good. Congratulations. You've learned how to speak when spoken to and think when told to. You should look up the historical context for which NATO was created. Capitalism's so cool. These corporations have my best interests in mind. Congratulations. The wealth will eventually trickle down to you, I'm sure. They're like a pedestrian looking up with their mouth open when a bunch of seagulls fly over. And just for the record, this isn't to say everything the U.S. State Department says is wrong, but there's a good statistic about China usually that comes out and they go, oh, China's fudging the numbers. You think the U.S. State Department doesn't do the exact same fucking thing? Look up the calorie consumption of Soviet versus American citizens and see which one had the better calorie consumption per person. Go ahead. Only developed nation without universal health care, and you think that it's going to cost too much money or something stupid like that. There's more than enough money available for all the good things. You've just been brainwashed into thinking they're bad. But who's going to pay for it is never asked when we need to make a bunch of bombs to send abroad, but it's asked whenever kids need school meals. Or when you want something that materially improves your life instead of keeping you in the eternal doldrums of low-wage work. How are we going to pay for it is never mentioned when billionaires get their 30th yacht, but it is mentioned when you ask why you can't go to college. Last random thing, I'm just mad this morning. Hearing I do my own research is the dumbest red flag I've ever heard. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about. You've done your own research. You mean you've looked at whatever the U.S. State Department says exactly.
Those were good burns. They were all straight up burns. How's my sound? I've had to jack up a bunch of these. Mic check. Yeah, I think I'm okay. A bunch of these have been pretty quiet this morning. Okay, let's see. I brought you guys Norman Finkelstein, and yes, Denver Attaway, we are going to talk about J.D. Vance and his little censorship speech over at Munich security conference. So we're getting there. We are getting there.
And there was a certain point, in particular in the spring of last year, roughly a year ago now, when the student encampments seized the, if it's not imagination, it seized the attention of the U.S. public. And at that point, public concern was pretty steady, even though for a short period of time, and it had an impact on the Biden administration. However, the Jewish billionaire supremacist class, people like Bill Ackman, Barry Sternlicht at Brown University, Robert Kraft at Columbia University, they started to exert their financial leverage on the universities. They ousted, unprecedented in American history, they ousted 3 Ivy League college presidents, President Gay at Harvard, President McGill at University of Pennsylvania, and the president of Columbia University was eventually ousted. And then the marching orders by the billionaire Jewish supremacist class was to crush all resistance on the college campuses to the Israeli genocide in Gaza. Now it's gone a step further with Harvard University last week imposing draconian limitations of free speech at Harvard when it comes to Israel and Palestine. So to get back to your question, in my opinion, the main order of the day has to begin on the college campuses under the slogan of Free Gaza, Free Speech. namely the right to free speech and the right to freedom of assembly, was crushed last spring around graduation time in May. And the challenge now has to be for every college campus in our country to seize on the slogan, Free Gaza, free speech, the right to speak your mind out on the genocide, the ongoing genocide in Gaza, and the right of assembly. So in my opinion, they should set a date, maybe April 1st, 2025, where every college campus in our country simultaneously in synchrony sets up a new encampment. Now that would mean, in my opinion, a direct confrontation, not just with the university administrations, but with an emboldened President Donald Trump. It would be a direct confrontation. But I think in terms of preserving what remains, the remnants of our democracy in this country, that's a confrontation that should be welcomed by the students, activists, who will play a vanguard role in trying to win back that right to free speech, which was crushed not by the Trump administration, but by the Biden administration, but which Trump will no doubt capitalize on should there be resistance in the college campuses.
Okay, so let's be fucking clear, though. You know, the Republicans are screaming how they have brought back freedom of speech, but who also is in control of most of these algorithms that crush anything that we're saying about that is pro-Palestinian? They are, aka the Republicans. So yeah, let's see who's behind. What is this? Go away. Let's see who's behind the problem in the Middle East. Of course, the USA. We know that. What is this? Oh yeah, 2,000-pound bombs that Trump just sent over to Israel. Oh, see, it paid off for Netanyahu to make a visit to the U.S. last week. So, this is a dark day to be an American. The Trump administration has released a shipment of 1,800 MK-84 2,000-pound bombs, which have arrived in Israel. We should not arm countries that kill civilians. That's all they kill is civilians. And doesn't matter who's in charge, whoever won, we are the state of Israel. What is this? Not sure what this is. Let's play it. No, play.
I want to tell you and your people,
oh God,
you're the
not
ally
Lindsay.
I've been hoping for all my life. Not one American has died defending Ukraine. You've taken our weapons and you've kicked their ass. And I'm very proud to have you as our ally.
That was Lindsey Graham and Zelensky, because, Zelensky's had a lot to say, and we're going to get there, because he thinks he has a say in the peace talks that are going to happen between America and Russia, and he doesn't. He doesn't have any say. In the Holocaust, no nation came to our aid. Is that so? Is that so? He actually fucking said that? He said that during the Holocaust, no nation came to their aid? Well, tell that to all my grandpappy's friends and family members who were killed. Come on now. That's gross. McDonald's sees worst sales drop since pandemic amidst Latino freeze and Palestinian boycotts. But good luck, good news, now hiring federal employees with Ivy League degrees. Yeah, that's about the only jobs that they can get. Ben Stiller being gross and being the Zionist shill that he is. Let's hear what old Benny had to say.
Yeah, I think we probably I think everybody's going to have their own personal reaction, and it's impossible not to be aware of the fact that people feel this, that, oh, wow, there can be retribution from the government if you say something wrong. And that's really scary. So just to even be thinking that way is, but of course I'm aware of it. I think everybody's aware of it. And, certain people are just naturally more outspoken and always have been. And I've sort of had my own path with it. But right now, I think it's definitely a thing that people feel. And in a way, for me, it makes me think about it even more about, well, what do I really want to say and how do I really feel about something? And I think for artists in times like these, that their creative energy really goes into expressing, what they feel. And there's a lot of amazing work that can come out of times like these that I hope we see.
Yeah. I kind of feel like we didn't get that in the first Trump. I don't know why. It's not that there wasn't great art.
Did he actually even fucking say anything? Oh, he fears the government. The same government that 100% supports Israel? What the fuck are you talking about? You're not censored in any fucking way, dude. Shut the fuck up. That was gross and stupid. Moving on. In North Korea, people are forced to listen to propaganda. In the United States, people do it willingly. Yes, they do. Turn off your MSNBC, your CNN, your ABC, your NBC, and your CBS because it's all just State Department talking points. Stop listening to that crap. Okay, let's see. Trump says no reason to build new nukes. He doesn't need new nuclear weapons. Of course not.
See one giant summit with you, Xi Jinping, and Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, I could see that. Let things calm down a little bit. When I left, we had no Middle East problem. We had no Russia going into Ukraine. They never would have done it. Putin never would have done it. And I came back, and we got like the whole world is blowing up. So when we straighten it all out, then I want to have one of the first meetings I want to have is with President Xi of China, President Putin of Russia. And I want to say, let's cut our military budget in half, and we can do that. And I think we'll be able to do it.
Okay, there you are. Trump wants to cut the military budget in half by talking to Xi and Putin and saying, hey, we don't need war. We don't need war because we have a technocratic state that can keep people in check. We don't have to scare people with nukes anymore. No, we have pre-crime. Fuck. I guess that's why they laid off all the nuclear scientists, because we're not going to need nukes in the future. So Zelensky went out there and did some crying because, he can't get all that money he needs for his coke problem anymore, that Biden's not in office and Blinken. And he thinks that he has a say over what Ukraine's going to be doing in the future and whether there will be peace between Russia and Ukraine. Check this out.
Thing that President Trump said this week. He did not say yes when he was asked if he sees Ukraine as an equal member in the peace process. He did say later that Ukraine would have a seat at the table. Have you been given any assurances that Ukraine will have an equal seat at the negotiating table?
So I will never accept any decisions between the United States and Russia about Ukraine. Never. And our people, never. And our adults and children and everybody. It can't be so. This is the war in Ukraine against us, and it's our human losses. And we are thankful for all the support, unity between USA, in USA, around Ukraine support, bipartisan unity, bipartisan support. We're thankful for all of this, but there is no any leader in the world who can really make a deal with Putin without us, about us.
Aw, bless his heart. He actually believes that. Does he believe that? I think he does. Now, here's the thing. Nobody has said that he actually has a booster seat at the table. And we found out this week, which we already knew, and we've been telling you for over a year now, he's selling off like half of the fucking weapons that we have been sending them with our fucking tax dollars for a long time now to other fucking countries. Of course they would be, yeah, he doesn't. He's a Guaido, right? He was put there. He's a puppet, and he's gonna find out real fucking soon that he doesn't have a fucking say in any of it, and he's got to put on a brave face, though. He really does. The EU, they're a little pissed off that they're not getting a seat at the table. Let's hear what they have to say.
Trump now, he's going to meet Putin. That means now an American and a Russian presidents will decide about peace in Ukraine, and not one European country will participate in these negotiations.
It's funny, right?
Not
Very
funny.
fun.
It's sad. We have run a completely aggressive policy of continuing the war.
Sometimes I think about it and I almost cry. Like majority, 500, 600 people are voting for war. To keep this going.
And only aggression, not once negotiations, not once diplomacy.
Yeah, we have put ourselves in a very difficult position, also with foreign policy, our allies.
The whole South is not anymore with us. America is not anymore with us. Because these people have sided with Russia. They don't believe our stories. Now, we say it was an unprovoked war of Russia against Ukraine. Now we have the American president saying, no, the war was caused by my predecessor, Mr. Biden, and it was provoked by Mr. Zelensky.
Imagine if this was happening for the United States, for Russia to go next to Mexico, to put military bases next to Mexico.
Or China, or with China making a military alliance.
They would never accept.
And Zelensky made a strong point. I will make peace with Russia. I will negotiate. And he fell back on this after being elected. And now Trump says Ukraine should never be part of NATO. In this sense, Putin has won.
Yeah, we told you guys Putin won a long fucking time ago. And yeah, exactly. Biden and NATO caused that fucking war and they used Zelensky. So Zelensky has no say. Okay, what is this? This looks like the same clip, but I don't think it is. We'll see what it is. Obviously, Obama doesn't think there's anything wrong with it.
In Europe to make sure America is treated fairly.
Joining us now with more is journalist Glenn Greenwald. So
Glenn
great
Greenwald.
to see you in studio, Glenn.
Great to be here.
Yeah, so that was a truly remarkable speech we saw from J.D. Vance
Fox
this
News.
week.
It was remarkable because this has been a longstanding critique of U.S. European foreign policy, namely that everything we do is justified in the name of protecting and advancing democracy. That's how we hear, for example, our involvement in the war in Ukraine justified. Oh, we're defending democracy. That's what we do. And there's been a lie at the heart of that for decades, which is we partner with some of the most dictatorial regimes on the planet, Saudi Arabia and Egypt and others, where we prop up those dictatorships. But also the Europeans have often interfered in elections when they dislike the outcome, as has the United States. And at the same time, the United States and especially Europe are leading the way in censoring the internet. So this idea that we can posture as defenders of democracy, but we have to be honest with ourselves that that's not really what our institutions are intended to do is amazing to hear from a senior American official.
Well, one of the ways that our government does do the things that you're talking about is through USAID. These cutouts, you know, the CIA doesn't want to tell us, or a government doesn't want to tell us what they're doing, and so they prop up these NGOs, and now and they do the dirty work of regime change and corruption and interfering in internal politics in countries. So I just want to get your thoughts on what you see happening because I mean, I've sort of learned about this through you, through Mike Pence, through others, and now it's all getting, you know, shown to light. So what are your thoughts over the last 3 weeks?
Well, this is something that has been a bipartisan policy in decades, this idea that the United States should go around the world manipulating internal politics of other countries. And we, of course, don't use the CIA to do it because everyone knows. And we want to deceive the American public most of all, saying, oh, we're humanitarian. We just are giving aid to people in need, or we're promoting democracy through the National Endowment of Democracy. And the reality is what these agencies do is create anti-American hostility. It's part of the reason why we're driving the world into the arms of China, because although we in America don't know that this is what our government is doing, everyone else knows. U.S. aid has been kicked out of a lot of countries 4 years before we were told, oh, the Russians invaded our sacred democracy and manipulated our democracy in 2016. Hillary Clinton was using the National Endowment of Democracy to fund anti-government protest groups in Russia to destabilize that country. We used the National Endowment for Democracy to facilitate a coup in 2014 in Ukraine to remove the government, the president that we didn't like, the elected one, and replace him with someone that we did. And so it's so refreshing to see some transparency and candor brought to what these agencies really do and the harm they cause to the United States.
You know, it's
Oh, I'm glad to see some truths getting spread over there on Fox News, because that is the reality that we've been telling people for fucking years. I mean, 2014, Ukraine on fire. We knew exactly what had happened there. And yeah, Hillary Clinton and her little cronies have always used this. So European friends do not accept lectures on democracy and freedom of speech from administrations that denies the 2020 election results and is now suing and intimidating news outlets who are reporting they don't like. Stand tall against right-wing extremism, and that would be none other than Mr. Bernie Sanders, the denier of the 2016 stealing of the fucking primary. You are one to talk, Bernie. Shut the fuck up. Oh God, Bernie just grosses me out. A lot of people really appreciated what JD Vance had to say at the Munich security, meeting. I don't know. I've only caught little clips of it, so I haven't listened to the whole entire thing. But when you see Bernie Sanders out here freaking out and calling it right-wing extremism, it makes you wonder. So, Bernie, stop. Just stop, Bernie. Let's see. I think Oz dropped a bunch of these. This is a segment that Margaret Brenna did on JD Vance's speech before she claimed that free speech caused the Holocaust. And she is a populist anti-American propagandist posting as a journalist. CBS has become such a fucking joke. Okay, this is what Oz was talking about. He sent me a message about this. I haven't watched this. Let's check it out.
Well, it sounded to a lot of these allies of the United States like they were being described as adversaries or autocrats. It was really the focus here, two things. One of them was migration, and the second was what Vice President Vance calls censorship. He was trying to bring that MAGA message of the enemy within to the global stage. And specifically, he says that European leaders aren't showing that they have strong democracies when they sideline controversial groups. He went out of his way to meet with the head of the AfD. That's a political party that's under investigation in Germany because it's so far right and for potentially conducting extremism. And he mentioned that car ramming in Munich recently conducted by an Afghan migrant as an example of what he says is out of control migration. He says that's proof you've got to bring immigration skeptics into the government.
Okay. Wow. CBS. Yeah, I see it, Oz. I totally see it. What the fuck? Okay. He sent us another one too. This one is the first time I've ever heard the theory that the Holocaust wasn't conducted with gas chambers, but with free speech zones. What the fuck? This is Face the Nation. Okay.
Well, he was standing in a country where free speech was weaponized to conduct a genocide. And he met with the head of a political party that has far-right views and some historic ties to extreme groups. The context of that was changing the tone of it. And you know that the censorship was specifically about the right.
No, I have to disagree with you. Free speech was not used to conduct a genocide. The genocide was conducted by an authoritarian Nazi regime that happened to also be genocidal because they hated Jews and they hated minorities and they hated those that they had a list of people they hated, but primarily the Jews. There was no free speech in Nazi Germany. There was none. There was also no opposition in Nazi Germany. They were a sole and only party that governed that country. So that's not an accurate reflection of history.
No, fuck off, CBS. Oh my God. What fucking narrative are they trying to push? Oz, that is crazy. Freaking crazy. Thank you for dropping those on the deck. Remember that time when the police stood with the people against tyrannical laws and corrupt politicians? Yeah, neither do I. Oh gosh, Klaus. Yeah, I have my little Klaus heating vest behind me. I look like Klaus when I put it on. Let's see. This is a crazy fucking story. And I should have covered it on Saturday night, but I didn't make it. So, did you know that drones attacked the shield on Chernobyl? Okay, so you know Chernobyl has got what they call the elephant foot. It's the big, massive meltdown in the middle of the fucking building. And so they spent millions of dollars. Russia spent millions of dollars, not Ukraine, to build a big concrete, encasing to go over Chernobyl because it's still sitting there setting off radiation. So now President Zelensky of Ukraine calls the damage significant, but said that there was no signs of radiation leaks, and a Kremlin spokesman denies that Russia has carried out these strikes. So Zelensky and the Ukraine are trying to say that Russian drones attacked Chernobyl and tried to blow it up. What do you guys think? He has no power. He is on his fucking way out. This sounds like a desperate cry of a fucking madman. And I don't think that Russia attacked Chernobyl after they're the ones that spent the millions of fucking dollars to encase it after all these fucking years. What do you guys think? So check it out.
Is Ukraine engaging in a false flag in order to sabotage peace talks between the United States, NATO, and Russia? It definitely seems that way. Now that Zelensky in Ukraine is accusing Russia of striking the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine, something that Russia has no reason to do. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant was not hit during the entire duration of the Ukraine proxy war, but the Ukrainian regime will have us believe that Russia struck the nuclear power plant just before historic peace talks between Russia and Europe. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and Pete Hegseth is making a big push towards peace in Ukraine. So why would Russia attack this nuclear power plant? The only thing that would jeopardize peace. Ukraine has shown time and time again that they are not above terrorism if it means maintaining this conflict and keeping the Zelensky regime alive. It's a complete insult to our intelligence that the Ukrainian regime actually thinks we're going to believe this. Russia is winning the war. The United States and Europe is coming to them asking for peace. Russia is in complete control. They have no reason to do this whatsoever. But of course, the pro-war corporate media in the United States is repeating Zelensky's claim with no skepticism. The Ukrainian people suffered enough, and most of them want peace. What does it say about the Ukrainian regime that Zelensky is doing everything he can to sabotage peace?
What do you guys think? Who attacked it? Was it Russia? Was it Ukraine? I don't know, but it's batshit crazy shit. Why would you be attacking it? It puts all people, Russian and Ukrainian, in fucking danger. I've always kept an eye on Chernobyl. The studies that are coming out of Chernobyl about the animals and how they've adapted are pretty fucking crazy. If you haven't checked those out, there's a lot of great breakdowns over on YouTube about how the frogs have turned black and the wolves are back, and it's just there's a lot of craziness. Okay, we need a timeline cleanse because that was a lot of nasty, icky bullshit, and this is the good, wholesome shit that we should be sharing on a daily basis. This is so cute. It's just cute. Oh, almost missed that one. I love how none of them jump out. They're so cute. Little farmer. Farmers are going to be a thing in the past. Oh, the rooster had something to say about it. Oh, there's a goat. It's the simple things in life. Come on. That's my dream life. That's my dream life too. How adorable is that? And you know what? That's what we fight for. That's what we're fighting to preserve, right? I read yesterday that the beef industry has now been told that they have to electronically tag all of their fucking beef, every single head. And oh, hey, guess what? There's a new vaccine for chickens so they don't get the bird flu. Yeah, we are in such deep shit. We are so fucked. We are so fucked. I just thought that was super cute. Prior to 1913, Americans kept 100% of their paychecks. Wouldn't you like to still keep 100% of your paychecks? I know I would. Let's see. Good news. The state of Tennessee has decided to give back the property taxes for people who've paid their property taxes when their property has been destroyed. So all these people who are paying property tax for a house that no longer exists, they're getting their money back plus 30%. And, there's a whole bunch of other states out there that need to see this and do it too. California, I'm talking about you. Check this out.
Tennessee just absolutely set the standard, and here's why. They just announced that from this point forward, anybody that was affected by Hurricane Helene will no longer pay property tax, as well as anyone that has been affected by Hurricane Helene, the property tax that they have paid thus far on that property will be refunded with a 30% kicker on top of it for their rebuilding and moving forward. Now, by God, that is the standard. North Carolina, where you at? California, Florida, I don't know what y'all's tax code is, but y'all should definitely be doing this. And in reality, there shouldn't be property tax at all, because that is actually just the government leasing you your shit. So property tax is definitely unconstitutional, but we'll get to that. But for now, Tennessee, absolutely coming through in the clutch. Y'all stay blessed.
That is good. I agree with that. Why should they be paying property taxes for property that doesn't fucking even exist any longer? And I do think that property tax is the government's way of fucking screwing you for shit you already own. My property taxes have gone up 44%. 44 fucking percent. And the levy just passed, which means it's going to go up even fucking more. It's robbery is what it is. Let's see. China supposedly has cured diabetes, but you in America will never get to have the opportunity to use it because, hey, they make a ton of money off of you and on insulin. And get this, the U.S. government had a contract with Medicaid and Medicare with Eli Lilly for the most popular, most used insulin. It runs out on February 28th. So everybody's going to have to go back to using the old vial type of insulin that gets their insulin from Medicaid or Medicare. And nobody seems to be saying a fucking word about it. So let's check this out.
So there are reports out of China now that scientists have found a cure for diabetes, and the American pharmaceutical industry is not happy about it. There are now examples of Chinese patients receiving this experimental stem cell therapy and after about 11 weeks no longer requiring insulin, which I imagine is something that sounds amazing to people with diabetes, no longer having to poke yourself. But it doesn't sound amazing to giant American pharmaceutical companies like Eli Lilly, who currently dominate the insulin market and use it to make billions of dollars. And this has been very controversial as they've regularly increased the price of insulin, knowing that it's a necessary commodity that people with diabetes need to survive. And this is extra disgusting because the inventor of insulin, Frederick Banting, originally sold a patent for $1, saying that insulin doesn't belong to me, it belongs to the world. And if people can be cured of diabetes so they no longer need insulin, obviously that would really cut into the demand for this product and cut into their profits. And here we see the contradictory nature of the for-profit American healthcare system. Innovation and advancements in medical technology are actually disincentivized if they have the potential to cure the patient and make it so they're no longer a repeat customer for the pharmaceutical industry. So much for capitalism promoting innovation and socialism destroying it. In reality, it's the opposite.
There you are. So, yeah, that'll never trickle down to us. Here in the United States, we are just keep you well enough to keep coming back type of system. You know, I live with the diabetic, and it's insane. It's fucking insane. And the way that diabetics are treated by these insurance companies is even fucking crazier. They just don't fucking care. Give us your money. That's all they fucking care about. It's insane. I really don't know what is going to happen here in the next month when people can't get access to the meds that they are needing, because they've already switched everybody over. I mean, they keep taking away the approval for the good meds and putting everybody back on the shitty meds. Let's get a Luigi update. So you guys know that Luigi's defense team has put up a website, and he actually put a statement out thanking everybody for their support and the amount of money that's been raised for his defense over on Give Send Go, because GoFundMe took down his GoFundMe. So a judge has ruled that the lawsuit over United Healthcare's AI care denial can move forward. Now, the same guy who was in charge of that system has filled in the spot for the guy that supposedly, Luigi allegedly killed. Isn't that just crazy? I found that was crazy. So this AI system literally just denies everybody. And so good. We'll be keeping an eye on that lawsuit. But they all have them. It's not just United Healthcare. The reason we had to move so fast on my immunotherapy is because it took us over a month to get approval from my insurance, Molina, to approve my immunotherapy, and they only approved it for 6 months, even though I need to be on it for years. So I guess we'll fight again in 6 months. It is making me feel a little weird. I feel weird today. Not that I feel that, I don't know. I don't feel that bad, but I just feel weird. His nose got bigger. Interesting. Look at that. Liar, liar, pants on fire. His nose is growing. Maybe there is something to that your nose will grow if you lie type of thing. I don't know. Bernie Sanders needs to shut the hell up. It's just ironic that Bernie was nowhere to be found when it came to supporting Medicare for all or universal health care the last 4 years when the Democrats were in control. But now that the Democrats aren't in control, he's back out there tooting his horn. So Medicare for all national strategy call Wednesday the 12th. Yeah, this is old, but just reprehensible. It's so gross, Bernie. I can't believe I fell for this guy's bullshit. I'm so ashamed that I bought into that he wanted actual change, because I really believed it. I did. But hey, don't worry about it, because Dr. Oz, Russell Brand, and RFK Jr. are going to make sure that you're taken care of. Oh, it's so stupid it hurts. We're headed towards a landlord-friendly era. Expect higher rent prices. Hasn't it been a landlord-friendly era for like the last fucking 40 years? What the hell are you talking about? Wall Street Journal. Yeah, my rent has gone up consistently for the last 15 fucking years. I don't know about yours, but Wall Street Journal is kind of crazy. So famine's on its way from what we understand, and prices, high prices at the You Believed It Too catalytic. Yeah, thank you. That makes me feel better. I wasn't the only one who bought into the old fucking charlatan's bullshit, right? He's a snake oil salesman is what he was. So would you pay $19 for one strawberry? Check this out.
You gotta be kidding me. $19 for one strawberry. 19 bucks. Or for 7 of them, 98. I think there's 9 of them. 9 of them for $100.
Oh my gosh. 9 strawberries for $100 fucking dollars. What? I don't know where that is, but that's crazy and insane. Did you guys have a good Valentine's Day? I had an excellent Valentine's Day. I got spoiled fucking rotten. I got the most beautiful flowers. I got tulips, and I got a gorgeous orchid from my son-in-law, and I got a bunch of outside flowers for, pansies and primroses from one of my best friends. But she also brought me these chocolate-covered hand-dipped strawberries from Safeway, of all places. They were fucking huge, like the size of an apple, like just one of them alone. And she told me they were hand dipping them at Safeway that day, and she brought me 2 bins of them. Oh my God, they were so delicious. I shouldn't have ate them because, I try to stay away from sugar, but I couldn't help myself. They were so good. They were so good. And I kept wondering, who the fuck is growing strawberries this big? These can't be organic as big as they are. Or they definitely came from Costco. I don't know, but they were good. Yeah, $100 for 9 strawberries? We're in deep. You better start planting your own fucking strawberries, guys. I know I'm going to be planting a lot less flowers and a lot more food this year. I think I'm going to be turning a lot of my flower beds into food beds. Okay, let's see. In 1873, the U.S. government killed 1.5 million buffalo to starve the Native Americans so they would become more dependent on the government. Fast forward to today, and the government is creating food shortages to achieve exactly the same goal. Oh, they wouldn't do that, would they? Yes, they would do that. And they are doing that. Let's see. I got this from Fee. 1% controls the world. 4% are their puppets. 90% are asleep. 5% know and try to wake the 90%. The 1% uses the 4% to prevent the 5% from waking up the 90%. Ah, there you are. A lot of percentages if you like the percentages. And let's see. RFK Jr. claims that he will put an end to solar engineering problems, calling it a crime. Will he? I don't know. And I like this message right here to Trump because you know what? I still look up and I still see the streaks across the sky every day when the sun's out.
President Trump, you put in a whole lot of executive orders as of late. Let me offer one that's going to move the needle in the biggest way possible, and maybe none of your advisors are telling you about it. How about putting an end to stratospheric aerosol injections? In other words, this garbage that they're dumping from the sky right now. You see, I'm a farmer, and I need a planet, and we're not going to have much of one if they keep dumping this aluminum, barium, strontium, and all the other garbage that they're dropping from the sky. So, if you're taking requests for executive orders, let's start right there.
So, as a gardener, I can tell you, let me turn down a little bit. I can tell you that I absolutely see a difference when they are chemtrailing the crap out of us when I'm growing. Like, it burns the leaves of my plants. I can tell when we have been over dumped on by aluminum and barium and strontium. It's absolutely true. And so I hope we'll keep an eye out. I kind of doubt it, right? Those are kind of things that don't happen. So we had an earthquake the other day where I live. It actually hit right in the middle of the Strait of Juan Fuca, which it was between Victoria and myself, which is Port Angeles Squim. We are up here on the peninsula. You can see where it struck. And here's the thing. I had just had my immunotherapy the day before, and I was driving over to my daughter's to drop off some Valentine's gifts, and I was at a stoplight, and I had my foot on the brake, and all of a sudden, I felt like the car was moving, and I thought it was me. I thought, okay, I'm really sick from my treatment, and I looked at Cold Fusion, and I was like, you gotta drive. I'm fucked up. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like I'm moving. I feel like the car was moving. Like, I put my foot on the brake extra hard just because I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And so for like 24 hours, I literally thought it was me until I saw there was an earthquake. And I checked the time and I was like, oh shit, that was when I was in the car driving. So yeah, don't get gaslit by earthquakes. I don't know. I seriously thought it was me, but no, it was just the earthquake. Crazy. A lot of earthquakes lately. You guys know I live out here on the Ring of Fire, and we've got the Juan de Fuca plate, which is about 30, 40 miles off the coast where it says Forks there, and it's spring loaded and it's ready to go. And the fault goes right through my town, and we're going to be totally screwed if the big one fucking hits. And apparently we're past due for it to like go off, so the seduction zone. And if you've ever been out to the coast out there, you can see where the last earthquake hit and the tsunami came through. You can see the old root balls from the trees that were knocked over. They're all like petrified and shit. It's scary when you know what you're looking at. What is this? Oh, this is cute. This is cute. This is another one of those timeline clids. Kids nowadays, what do you do when you put them on restriction? Well, you kick their asses outside. That's what you do. This is cute.
Hey, Dad, could I come inside now?
Dawson, you are grounded. No.
Well, all my friends tell me that when they're grounded, they're not allowed to go outside.
Well, it's different for you because you would rather be inside. Your punishment is to be outside. You need to be a kid. Do something.
Well, there's nothing to do out here.
There's a lot of things you can do.
Like what?
Climb a tree. Jump a fence. I don't really care. Go ding-dong ditch the neighbor.
So boring.
It's not boring. You have to be creative.
What?
Listen, I used to find stuff to do outside. Yeah, go throw a stone at something.
Throw a stone at something? What about a neighbor?
No. What do you want to do inside anyways?
Just watch YouTube shorts and just take a nap.
That's the problem. No. When you quit bending that thing, it is a big deal.
That was hilarious. My other friends say that they don't get to go outside when they're on restriction. What do you want to come in the house for? To watch YouTube. Kids nowadays. Yeah, just lock them outside. That's what our parents did to us. My parents, get your asses outside. It's nice. Go find something to do. Go to your friend's house. Go ride your bike. Like, I'll find something for you to do if you're bored, you know. We didn't get to sit around and do nothing as kids. Let's see. What is this? Breaking. Just in, the Vatican has invited Chelsea Clinton, Dr. Fauci, New Age figure Deepak, and CEOs of Moderna and Pfizer to speak at a May conference focusing on health and the soul. And Ian Haworth says, was Satan unavailable? Apparently Chelsea Clinton. Yeah, because Chelsea Clinton is the pillage of health. What the fuck is this? I tell you guys, the Vatican's just as evil as the rest of them. We've been saying that for a long time. Okay, we made it to Hollywood. Go fuck yourself. Let's see what's in here. Isaac Cappy. Did you guys see who hosted Saturday Night Live this weekend? Oh my God. Tom Hanks came out of hiding and he got to play a racist Trump supporter because, you know, that's what the shit libs think. An actor named Isaac Cappy insisted that Tom Hanks was a child predator. Once his eyes were open to the evil inherent in Hollywood, he refused to stay silent. He swiftly paid the price as he was found dead close to Route 66 due to an apparent, unaliving. Tom Hanks would then proceed to post a cryptic social media about roadkill on Route 66. Now Tom Hanks is mocking MAGA as some kind of racist hillbilly when MAGA has done more to save children than any movement in modern history. What really happened to Isaac Cappy? Is Tom Hanks evil? Yeah, we've talked about this a lot over the years, and I was just so gross when I saw Tom Hanks. I was like, oh, fuck that. I ain't watching that shit. Did you guys see this? What's her name? Tilda Swank? Is that her name? She gives this speech, and it's supposed to be pro-Palestinian. I don't know. It's an award show that she's accepting an award for. But she fails to even mention the word Gaza or Palestinian, and I find that reprehensible. Check it out.
State-perpetrated and internationally enabled mass murder is currently actively terrorizing more than one part of our world. We can head for the great independent state of cinema and rest there. An unlimited realm. Innately inclusive, immune to efforts of occupation, colonization, takeover, ownership, or the development of Riviera property. A borderless realm, and with no policy of exclusion, persecution, or deportation. These are facts. They need to be faced. So for the sake of clarity, let's name it. The inhumane is being perpetrated on our watch. I'm here to name it. without hesitation or doubt in my mind, and to lend my unwavering solidarity to all those who recognise the unacceptable complacency of our greed-addicted governments who make nice with planet wreckers and war criminals wherever they come from. I'm also here to name my absolute personal faith in culture in resistance. Now, as then, in a present when it has perhaps never been more pressing to consider, to weigh with reverence and maturity what sovereignty means to humans, what history and legacy and an evolved culture might be worth to our sense of ourselves, and even what being human means and is worth at all.
Yeah, it seems like she used a lot of big fucking words to not say I support Palestine. Wouldn't it just be easier if she would have said free Palestine? She never even said it. Like, I don't know. I'm glad she used the words, but she didn't use the words. Anyways, let's name it, but she didn't name it. Jerry Seinfeld, a pro-Palestinian, did a video and was like, oh, look, Jerry Seinfeld's standing behind me, and he screamed, freed Palestine, and Jerry's response was, I don't care about Palestine. Did you guys see that video? Fuck him. And moving on, Rihanna getting called out by animal lovers for wearing fur, because who wears fur in 2025?
What type of person would wear fur in 2025? A good-looking one. A good-looking one. Rihanna, shame on you. You're an evil human being. Animals are skinned alive. She looked good in the animal. She looked good in it.
Yeah, exactly, Jenny Lynn. She thinks that she's avoiding the wrath of Hollywood's bosses if she doesn't get specific. Fucking exactly. I found it chicken shit. It wasn't courageous, AJ or whatever fucking shitlib put that little clip out. It wasn't courageous at all. She avoided it. Yeah, I didn't find it courageous at all. Okay, we made it to me, Mally, and thank God, because I am worn out and exhausted and feeling weird, but we made it through today's show. Let's get through the memes. Let's see. When you bring home those discount eggs that you bought at the farmer's market, Lake Waka Maka. What the fuck? Yeah, be careful what kind of eggs you're buying out there. You never know what you'll get. And when, let's see. Is my sound good? I've had to mess with the sound for every clip today. When all you've wanted was cheap gas, groceries, but you get fast-tracked AI beast system control grid instead. Yeah, that's what's happening. Men before a shower and after a shower. Women before a shower and after a shower. It's true. It is fucking true, right? Women look the exact opposite when we come out of the shower. And let's see, what is this? Heartwarming after hearing a teenager sing Metallica on TikTok. Lars Ulrich has reached out to let them know that they owe him royalties. If you know, you know. That's pretty fucking funny because they want royalties for everybody. I'm a huge Metallica fan, and you guys, I haven't really ever brought a lot of Metallica to open my shows or close my shows. Because even the covers are on fucking lockdown. They get their money. That's for sure. Let's see. The government, tobacco is dangerous. You need to be 21 to buy it. Also, government, sending military recruiters to high school. Hi, kids. Do you like violence? Do you want to see me stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelids? Yeah, it's true. And my face when I hear music today. Oh, yeah, I have become that old lady. I do not appreciate most of the so-called music. It's still not music. It's remixes. It's samples of music from our time and from the boomers' time. Music nowadays, fucking sucks. I'll just tell you. It's much like Hollywood. There is nothing original anymore. And yeah, I'm sorry. I've become that old lady who hates modern music, because I absolutely do. That, and they're all fucking hoes. Like all the young pop princesses, they're just fucking hoes talking about taking it in their back door. It's gross. And put some fucking clothes on. Nobody needs to see all that. And yeah, I've become that old lady. You have to stay in a cabin for 1 month. You have food, water, but no internet and a smartphone or a TV. On the last day, you walk out with $100,000. Would you do it? Fuck yeah. You'd pay me $100,000 to go fucking just be in nature? I would do it for fucking $10. Like, please, I'll take $100,000 to do it. What do you guys say? Would you give up your smartphone to just go be with nature for a month? No fucking problem. No problem. And let's see. This solar-powered chainsaw makes me feel less guilty about clearing trees to make way for a wind farm. Yeah, the chat is screaming, yes, please. Yes, please. Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding? I would totally. You're an idiot. Yeah, they're idiots. And I don't share my thoughts because I think it will change the minds of people who think differently. I share my thoughts to show the people who already think like me that they are not alone. That is right. That is right. That is why we share our thoughts. This one cracked me up. I watched a documentary on marijuana last night. That's how I always watch them. Get it? That's too funny. And me at Burger King on my 6th birthday while my friends sing happy birthday. Yep. And I raised daughters that people are a little bit scared of. I absolutely did. My daughters are badasses, and I'm damn proud of it. They even scare me sometimes. That's how scary they are. And this is funny. Let's see. Every copy of Pink Floyd's The Wall on CD has a built-in laser light show, which can be activated in your microwave. Don't do that. Don't put your Pink Floyd CDs in the microwave. But if you do, I promise they will give you a light show. That's for sure. Oh, we have a new friend. Let me throw you a wrench. There you go. Duck. If you can duck a wrench, you can duck a ball. And let's see, what else do we got here? Kids complaining about Spotify just don't know the real struggle. Oh, it was the worst too. And it was your favorite tape every damn time, wasn't it? It was always, and you tried to pull it out so softly so that way it didn't break. Like if you broke it, it was fun. But you could tape them back together. Remember, you could tape them back together, then it would just go, and then it would just keep playing. Yeah. How many of you fixed a tape in your day? I know I did. I used to be cool, but now I say things like, I ate too much cheese last night. Dude. Oh my God. You guys know I love fucking cheese, and it's the one thing I have to give up since cancer. And me and cheese just do not get along anymore, but I crave it on everything. We all know everything's better with cheese and bacon. Can't leave out the bacon. Remember the days of eating lunch at the Woolworths lunch counter? Yes, I actually do. Our Woolworths lunch counter was still open well into the mid-90s. The mid-90s. Very sad it's gone now. Woolworths was still there when I was an adult. I did some of my first Christmas shopping as an adult at our old Woolworths. Yeah, the days of Woolworths. The diner counter. We actually have one in the next town over. We have a drugstore that has a diner counter that has pretty good lunch, menu type of thing. So they are still around. No matter how hard life can get, go to bed grateful for all you have. I absolutely do, especially since being in this battle. Okay, now we got to get into the cat memes. Just because I liked this kind of food yesterday doesn't mean I like it today. Who's got the picky meow meows? I do. I do. My cat will only eat one type of fucking food, and I will literally have to drive to store to try to find that food because a lot of times it's sold out. Goat cheese is okay. Dunkin' goat cheese is yummy. Oh, I don't think I've ever really tried goat cheese. You know, I was raised on freaking just big old plain old cow cheese. Soda fountains is what I miss. Yeah, the soda fountains, definitely. Yeah. When they ask me what I like to do when I'm at home, this is me. I end up with piles of cats on me especially because they like my heated blanket. I have an electric throw, and they love that electric throw. So I have this new outside cat because, you know, we're the cat people. All the stray cats have started coming to my house. And there's this one beautiful white with like a tabby striped spots on him that has been, I call him Prince. He's a handsome prince because he is a handsome boy. But he only comes around at like 5 o'clock in the morning and like every other day. And I got up and fed him yesterday morning. I knew he was out there because my male cat inside freaks out when he's outside. And he's got a big sore under his chin. And I noticed that his face is all swollen. And he's very skittish. He won't let me really touch him. I mean, I can pet him every now and then, but I'm thinking maybe I should capture him and take him to one of the cat shelters so he can get some help. I don't know. I hate watching stray cats suffer, and I just like, fuck, I have enough problems with all the cats I have. Like, now I have all these strays I'm worried about. But he is so pretty. When you're surrounded by 10,000 years of history, but there's a cat, that would so be me. I'd go to Istanbul and just take pictures of cats the whole time. I really do want to go to Istanbul or Constantinople, whatever we're calling it today. I've tested positive for needing a fishing trip. I love fishing. I haven't fished in 20 years. I would love to go fishing, but then I'd have to gear all up and, you know, I love to fish. I don't love to eat fish. So, you know, there's that too. Aloe, Lancet and aloe. You know what, P Stuff? My girlfriend just brought me a huge gallon jug of aloe. Okay, I should just, it doesn't look like it needs lanced. It looks like it has a scab on it, but it's like black around it, like dirt and probably flea droppings or something because he's pure white. Yeah, I could put some aloe on it if I could get him to hold still for me. He's so beautiful. Oh, he's just a pretty kitty, you know. I appreciate the beautiful cats, and he's a beautiful cat. He's a stray, though. I mean, he's a tomcat. So, yeah, freaking cats. We have this one black cat out there. She just screams constantly for no reason. I don't know if she's in heat or what, but when you go out there to, like, find out what she needs, or she just runs away from you. So, it's weird. She just sits out there and screams all day. Let's see. Oz has got us a card up for Saturday night show, Beauty and the Boomer. Let's check out what the Boomers got made for us. I see he got us off of the winter theme. Good. I was getting cold with all those winter themes, Oz. I hope you're having a good visit at the doctor's. I will be catching up with you as soon as I can. Let's check it out. This is Saturday night's card.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight.
Good.
0 hour, 9 a.m.
Nice.
And I'm gonna be high, as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my wife.
Okay, well, there you are. It looks like we are opening with a little bit of Elton John on Saturday night. You guys will have to join us. We're going to do a show Saturday night. I think we're going to be taking a week off soon, one of these weeks. I'm not sure when. So let's see. To sell chemotherapy as a therapy is most likely the biggest deceit in the history of medicine. Whoever masterminded chemo torture deserves a monument in hell. Yeah, I feel that way. I do feel that way. And if you guys want to help me out, there is my Venmo and my Cash App. And, of course, my PayPal. There is my PayPal. You can always get yourself some Joey's coffee, too, from Oz and help him out. And I got a great closer for you guys today. Let's see who's still hanging out in the chat. There we go. Kate, I'm so sorry you didn't get your Christmas card. I was heartbroken when I saw it come back in the mail this week. Apparently, I sent it to your Canadian address and not your Blaine address, and it took 2 months for the postal service to send it back to me. So I'll send you a special card. I'm so sorry, Kate. I did send you holiday wishes. I was like, oh my God, Kate thought I didn't send her a Christmas card. I'm so sorry. Jilly, kitties are funny as fuck. They are. My cats are just straight fucking entertainment for me all day long. Like, I love my cats. They keep me entertained. I talk to them. Like, yeah. My cats actually shake their head. Like, they answer me. I'll ask them something and my cat will shake his head. No. And there's no denying that my cat is actually answering me. I'm telling you. Cats are smarter than most people give them credit for. Canada Post is still fucking up. Yeah, that was crazy. Like, what the fuck? So I'll send you a spring card since you didn't get your Christmas card. I'm so sorry about that. Jilly, thank you so much for helping me to help DC out. You guys, let's help DC. You guys, I'm going to drop the link again one more time in the chat. DC needs our help. DC is living in a burned out shell of a house right now with no freaking power. Now is the time for mutual aid, so let's help him. Let's see, I'll get this over to the Rumble. Hey, Rumble, what's up? Go start, Mr. Worthless Eater. I see you hanging out over there. And Denver Attaway and Hempcar hanging out over on the Rockfin. Oh, speaking of cats, my cat's in here doing something. What are you doing? One of them is. And let's see, did I get all of them? I think there's one more chat I need to get to. There we go. Beauty and the Boomer. Yeah, let's help DC out. It's terrible. And mutual aid. We always preach mutual aid, so let's do it. Okay, guys, I've got an amazing closer for you. I think Oz was a little jealous about this closer. I think he wanted to steal it for the card, but I wouldn't let him. I just had a hankering for a little bit of Steve Miller, and we're doing Fly Like an Eagle, and this is called the Troubadour Project. These guys do some great covers. So anyways, thank you guys for joining me for Monday mornings. Hello Monday. And I hope all of you guys have a great rest of your week. I am going to rest, but just rest assured that I am doing so much better. And thank you guys so much for all your support. I will see you guys on Saturday night with Oz. God willing, both of us are healthy and well, and we can do a show. Anyways, I will see you guys. And remember, you're always welcome at the trailer park.
Thank you.